stuck into it. Let's see. Hi everyone. Okay, so this week, guys, we're going to be looking at more tunes. Probably going to be doing this for a while. So just going to make sure before I do that the audio is actually working. So not too much of an issue last night, other than, again, a little bit of delay. So I think it's something to do with Logic Pro. So I just want to be doubly sure tonight that it's okay. We're going to be doing this for a while. So just going to make sure before I do that the audio is actually working. So yeah, not too much of an issue last night, other than, again, a little bit of delay. So it does look like there's still a bit of a delay. Let me figure out what's going on before I go any further. I'm just going to make sure before I do that the audio is actually working. So yeah, not too much of it, other than, again, a little bit of delay. Let me figure out what's going on before I go any further. Let's see if that comes in. Okay. Figure out what's going on. Yeah, there's definitely a delay. Okay. Let me see if I can get that sorted. Why would it be so bad, I wonder? If I bring over, yeah, the audio properties. So just 2 seconds, guys, as while I sort this mess out. Okay, let's see. If I go into, yeah, those are all equal, so it should line up. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll play the tune that we're going to be looking at and see how bad that is. Okay, and then I'll be able to sort of know how many milliseconds I'm out. Okay, so that'll be the way to do it, yeah. So the tune we're actually going to be looking at tonight, guys, if I just jump over to the desktop just to show you, it's actually one that was recommended by Martin. So Martin, you were looking for the Old Maids of Galway. So if you're watching this on the replay, this is what we're going to be looking at today. So I'll send you a wee message anyway. If you don't get to see this, you will get an email from me. The tune itself, I've got 2 versions of it. Okay, so I'll open up both versions because there's one that's in a kind of an awkward key, G Aeolian, which is rare. But there's also a more well-known version of it in B. Is it Aeolian actually? Yeah, B Aeolian. That's the more normal version of it. The version that you probably were looking or hearing in the recordings, the most famous version of it actually is G Aeolian. So it's definitely a fiddle tune then, because we can't really do this too well on tune whistles that are in D, or flutes that are in D, or uilleann pipes that are in D. So you can actually see that we've got 2 flats in the key signature rather than 2 sharps. So to accommodate that, I'm going to use the B flat whistle. That's the way to get around it. Okay, so I'll be playing, confusingly, I'll be thinking of this. This is what I'll be thinking of that I'm playing, but this is what's going to come out of the instrument, these lower notes. So I'll put both versions up on, so everyone has both. I can use both of whatever version they want. Okay, so let's try recording it. And if I just use the app in G, and it's actually going to be a reel, so let's take it nice and slowish. See the whistle. Get this out of the way. B flat. Oh. Just want to check the how well that lines up. Okay, it looks like it's okay, and it sounds, and it's in time and everything. It's just gonna be interesting to figure this one out. Okay, what I'll do is I'm just gonna do a quick, let me see, clap test. Okay, just to see how fast the audio is compared to the what you guys are seeing. Okay, just to see how fast the audio is compared to the what you guys are seeing. Okay. I'm just trying to try that again. Okay, just to see how fast the audio is compared to the what you guys are seeing. That looks in sync. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just the start of the stream. It just takes a while for everything to warm up. I don't know. But it didn't look like it was in sync at all at the beginning. If I go out of sync, guys, let me know. If anyone who's watching this live, if it looks like I'm dubbing over myself, do let me know that, you know, my audio is not synced up with the video. I do try to get this beforehand before going live, but for some reason, as soon as I activate everything and actually do it properly live, it's never as accurate as I want it to be. But there we go. I'll learn. I'll get better at it. Okay. So, if we go back, yeah. So the Old Maids of Galway, this is the tune that we're going to look at today. So what I'll do is I'll record this properly on whistle. I'm using a B flat whistle for this. So although I'm reading this as if we're in the key of B Aeolian, that would be this would be the notes and the tuning that I would learn if I was learning this tune on tin whistle or low whistle or flute or pipes or whatever. That would be the sort of tuning I'd be aiming for. For you guys who are listening to the tune on, you know, played by bands and everything, and it's actually a fiddle tune. So yeah, they'll definitely be playing it in G. So yeah, it's something to keep an eye on, that it will be a little bit different depending on which recording you're listening to. So this will be what you guys will hear out of the instrument, but this is what I'll be reading as I'm playing it. I don't know this tune at all, so I only looked at it today, so I just notated this down. So I'll go back to the whistle cam just so you guys can see and keep the audio going for a wee while, the whistle audio. There we go. Okay, let's see, whistle cam. So B flat whistle. There we go. It's one of the wild whistles, okay, if you're wondering. Okay, oh, hi, Martin. Yeah, keep an eye on the football. Yeah, I know, I timed this brilliantly, didn't I? Yeah, I have to get, I probably won't do an entire session tonight because I want to see the football too. Yeah, so let's see how everyone gets on. Sorry guys, it's 2 seconds. OBS is playing up. There we go. whistle. Okay, so just to be sure I do this correctly as usual. Record tin whistle, yep, and audio hijack at the same time. Okay. Okie dokie. Radio, let's do that properly then. Just getting the audio right, okay. Here we go. Let's do the slow version. Okay. Right here, let's see how that went. Let's see. Maybe it needs to be delayed a wee bit more, I think. Maybe that's the issue. I'm going to try doing that just to see how that turns out. So 200, 200. Sorry, guys. This is what I'm doing here. I'm thinking to see desktop shouldn't be selected. No, it isn't. Good. Okay, just making sure everything's at 200 to see. Yeah, that keeps happening. That's annoying. And 200. It's only 200 milliseconds, you know, so you know it's not you know, it's enough to pick you off. And I'm looking at it, I can see that I'm not lined up. Do everything 200. I want to see, does that have any? Okay, let's see how that affects. I'll open up the tin whistle mic again. Okay, let's see how. I'll open up the tin whistle mic again. Okay, let's see how. I'll open up the tin whistle. I don't know. You guys let me know if it ever gets really bad. Because I've doubled the delay. Okay, so I've made it 200 milliseconds now. Hopefully things will line up better, but sometimes it's just processing speed. It just depends if there's a lot of people around the area. My internet could be slow. Okay. Let's see. So that was the first, I think, recording of it, was it? Yeah. And let's have a look just to make sure audio hijack. Yeah. Okay. So audio hijack has done its job, I think. Yeah. Let's play it a little bit faster. So do the same thing again. This will be interesting. let's see if that is way out. Then we'll record it. Okay. Sure that's better or worse. Okay, let me, because it doesn't look like it's still out of sync a wee bit, but let's see if I can record it with just me playing the scale. Now if that works. Okay, so okay, let's see. Do you know what it is? Now if that works. I don't think the two cameras are in sync. There's a wee camera up here in the top here. Okay, so the camera here, like, yeah, you can see the way my hand's moving. How is that happening? That one thing is out of sync. Like, yeah, the top camera is in sync, but the bottom one isn't. Okay, so that's what's put me off. There's two different camera angles. Yeah. So if I did like, I'm just moving my hand. Yeah, they're that is weird looking. Okay. Yeah, there's a delay. I have to figure out what's going on there, guys. Apologies for that. Because they're both the same type of cameras. Is what's crazy is that they're both exactly the same make going into the same computer. Both at 1080, p HD. They've all the same settings. So that's infuriating that there's something not right there. Okay, so all the stuff I've been doing has made the small camera more in sync. But the big one still isn't. Okay, so that's infuriating that there's something not right there. Okay, so all the stuff I've been doing has made the small camera more in sync. Yeah, the big one still is. Okay, so the little camera and me speaking is actually in sync. So which one isn't? It's you. Yes, you. You're the one that's out of sync. Okay, so the one on the right. I'll figure that out at some stage. Make a wee note of that actually. Okay, so let's see if we can have a go at doing this tune full speed. A little slow. There we go. radio. Plenty to work with there. Let me just pause some of the recordings here. Okay, so back to normal microphone and stop that recording. Okie doke. Radio. So let's take the slow version of it. Yeah, that should disappear. Okay, good. And I'll show you guys what I'm doing with this. Okay, just move the app out of the way for a wee second. This should be the slow version, I think, I hope. This is what we're going to add some accompaniment on the Bouzouki to. It's a nice tune, I must admit. The reason why I probably haven't learned it is because it's in G Aeolian, which is not really sort of, unless you're using a B flat whistle, it's not really in my repertoire. Okay, so I need 2 playings of that. Let me just open that in, what do you call it, Vision. Ooh. Well, I suppose that's all gunk from the looks of it. Everything on this side is not really part of the tune. So I can get rid of that. Where did is this where I started? I will get it right. Someday. Okay, just break there. What's all this then? I'll do it properly. I think it's all gunk. Yeah, that's way too long before I took a breath. I'm surprised I didn't pass out. A bit at a time there. Oh my goodness, how long is this going for? That's the 3rd time I'm going to do it now. I'm putting in wee variations each time. They're slightly, it's not the same. Mistaken there. Okay, so where does it? You don't need that point onward. You can tell where the peaks are. You see, this is the high part in the B section. That should be the same. That should be the same. That should be the same. So that's the end of the first part there. Probably starting off. Yeah, there. That's the start of the repeat of the tune. So I don't really need all that. It's a wee bit long. Yeah, a minute and 39. That's long enough. Well, it is played slow. Okay, so let's save that to begin with. Let's check out the tuning. As well. Let's open up pitch switch just to make sure we can get it a wee bit more in tune. I can't really hear it that well over the bar on, you see, so I don't know if I'm overblowing half the time. I think it probably was. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this, let me see. That's down. If I just come out of that, well, no. Oh well, let's try that again. Yeah, so it's not that much. Okay, let me see. There we go. So it's applying effects to that one. This is the Old Maids of Galway. The Old Maids of Galway. And it's in G Aeolian. I don't think I've done in a very long time. Not in that whistle anyway. That was an old generation B flat. I would have done that. Okay, righty. So next thing then is once we have that, I'm going to make a version of it that's looped, just so we don't have to keep pressing play and play and play every time. So if I open it in Fission again, I was thinking of this last time. Is there a way of just, saving this? So cut that ending or beginning. Okay, so oops, not in there at the very end. Let's do it again. So that should now be 2, 4, 6 times that the tune's played. Yeah, that'll do. Doesn't have to be exact, like it just has to be semi-decent. Okay. I don't want the three of them. How did I do this before? Oh, there was a way of doing this before. You know what? If I just hit, yeah, Command-O and export selection. Repeated. Okay, so this should be the repeated version. If I just Command-I that just to see. Yeah, how long is this? 5 minutes? Yeah, that seems about right. And this one, it should be like just over 1.5. Yeah, 143. Okay, so yeah, that's the longer version. Capo on 5, I think, for this. Okay, so yeah, That's the longer version. Capo on 5, I think, for this. Just want to see how in tune I am. I'm probably out of tune, actually. Interesting. Okay. What seems to happen? That's very confusing to me because from my perspective, my tin whistle was not in sync. Let me just see which camera's which here. You're the one on the right, so yeah. The cameras are switched over, but everything seemed in sync this time, which is weird. Okay, so the whistle stuff was out of sync, but the Bouzouki stuff is in sync. Right, so there's something about my settings. Not to worry, I'll sort that out. I'll know that it's something in my settings, and at least it's not the internet. Okay, so that beginning. So obviously this is going to be a very slow reel, and we're doing it with the Capo on 5, and it's just going to be focusing on yeah, so try to avoid, but sometimes we could actually put in a major chord there, but most of the time we're going to be focusing on the 2nd fret and the 3rd fret. The odd time we'll be hitting the 5th fret as well. 4th fret will not so much. More okay, so you can just block this fret out of your mind when you're learning this tune. It's gonna, and the 1st fret as well. So it's the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. So anytime we are learning, we can just come up with like the 3 primary chords: chord 1, chord 4, chord 5. Chord 1. Okay, so all you have to then think about is how are you going to replace some of those chords with some, counter melodic ideas. So anytime I'm doing that chord 1, which in this case is actually going to be your G5. It's literally, if I just get rid of this. Yeah, it's your G5 power chord. That's all that we're doing. Strumming these 3 courses, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. That's it. And put some hammer-ons, onto the 3rd and 2nd frets. especially that 3rd fret. And try and follow the contour of the melody while you're doing that. So da 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 dum bum 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 da 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 dum. Yeah, so there's a couple of wee things to watch out for here. Let me see if I can find some of them and summarize them. Dum bum bum da da dum. Very quick 4-5-1. You have to get back up to that when you get to that 2nd. Da da dum. So let's see if we can do it actually with the audio, nice and slow. Okay, so we've got B flats in there. Da 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 da. There's lots of wee ideas we can do in this. It's basically copying everything that I would do in the normal Aeolian mode, but we're just moving it down into the Capo 1-5. Okay, so let's see what we can come up with then. So what's that ending? Dum. Yeah, it's kind of going to, which would be the equivalent of, goodness, what would that chord be with a Capo 1-5? Like B flat, yeah, it'd be, I suppose if I do add the pinky in. It's actually B flat over D. Yeah, I know it says A sharp over C sharp, but no, we're in the key of G, kind of G minor here, G Aeolian. So you're gonna have flats in your key signature, 2 flats, B flat and E flat. So we won't be using the sharps for this one. Yeah, B flat would be the chord there. Da 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 It's actually, that's more accurate. I was playing E flat, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so. Is there a better way of playing that chord so I don't just have to hold down those three? Always try to avoid that if you can. When you're playing a lot of fast sort of bouzouki movement, it dampens the sound if you do it too much. You know, that just literally just barring. Nothing technically wrong with it. It's just it's probably a better way of getting that chord. Maybe if I move the capo. Where would the B flat be? Okay, well, that's another way of doing it. Actually, is take the capo off entirely, and that will allow you to actually have access to the B flat chord. Okay, so yeah, if you take away the capo, and we'll just go down low. So now you are going to be using that first fret. Get that G minor, or you could just do G5. Yeah. So let me just make that camera a bit smaller so you can actually see it. Yeah, there we go. So that's on the second fret on the, or sorry, the second course on that first fret. It's very drony though. Not even an option. Okay, so maybe another option is to move the capo to somewhere different. So if that is going to be our... Okay, how would I get that G sound? Let me see. I'm just experimenting here with different capo positions just to see if there's a way I can get that B flat chord. It's the sound I'm looking for. So. No, that has to be dampened. It looks like we're just stuck with either no capo and have quite a bassy, drony sort of sound to it in order to get that B flat chord. It actually looks like here. Yeah. It's a nice chord. Da, 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 dum. You can hear it at the end of each sort of phrase, you know, when you get to this part here. Da 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 dum. Yeah. There's definitely a way around it. Okay, so it's going downwards. That's the thing that confuses me sometimes about playing it this way. Usually when I do this, when I play, I'll go up high again. When I play in sort of these type of keys where I'm using that chord, it kind of acts like a secondary dom. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Where you're playing this B flat chord. It's yeah, it's the top part. Yeah, so that's our B flat chord, and it wants to really go up, dum dum, to that E flat chord, and that really wants to go up 2 frets to the F chord, and that really wants to go up 2 frets to the G5 chord. So it's like E flat, F, G. To have that chord just before it, that B flat chord, that's kind of acting like the dominant chord of this next chord, this E flat chord. So it's like da-dum. It wants to go up. It's rare you do it the other way, which is what we're doing in this tune where you're going down. So E flat down to B flat, which is a bit weird. I'm going to see if I can get it into the chin. Tricky, this one. It really is like trying to figure out where do we go from. Da, 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 dum. Harmonically speaking, that's correct. Da, 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 dum. It's just that having that in the bass just doesn't make it sound as stable. Da, 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 dum. Wee bit high, you know, it's up. You can play it in reposition up here. that's literally, you know, you're hitting the halfway point of the instrument there. So a wee bit buzzy because my fingers don't fit in that fret very well. Doesn't sound good to me. That's okay, that's good, but it's muffled completely. I'm just sort of stuck here now. I want to go from ba-dum. Yeah, it's an interesting one to sort of come up with chords. Let's have a listen from the start. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for me to come up with something, I think. Because it's tricky enough. First of all, it's in an awkward key. Second of all, it doesn't stay in G Aeolian all the way through, which most Aeolian tunes don't. It does go into B flat, but the predicament that I'm having here is that it's hard to get into the B flat key. So let's see if I can... Oh, actually, I'm blocking the thing. Hold on a wee sec. Yeah, I'm going to see if there's a way that I can play that chord. Oh, I've dropped a pick. 2 seconds. Went all the way behind the desk, my goodness. Okay. Let's see, there must be another key I can use. Another tuning, perhaps. Like if I was going to play in B flat, let me see. What would be the way I would do it? So the most of it is in G Aeolian, but it does go to that, which has put me off that I can't hit that. Do I have to put it all the way up there? I suppose Capo on 8. God. Let's see. I put the capo on 8. I'll put this up high so you can actually see it. Yeah. So rather than having the capo there and trying to hit see where my finger is, which is 3 frets above. If I move the capo to that position, those are now open strings. Which means that my okay, let me work out these chords. Okay, I still need to have my 3 primary chords, so if I move the capo now up to here. Yeah, so yeah, that's our G minor there now. I need my C. So it's gonna be awkward. We've got our E flat. We've got our we've got our F, which should technically be the 7 that we're looking for. But I'm looking for the D minor. Okay. What makes this hard now is that we've got D sharp here. So I need the D minor, and I also need C minor. So we're back to again holding down, entire barring just to get that chord 4. Okay, let's mess around with it, see what we can come up with. I preferred it. my sort of way that I've come about with getting around that problem is to do a lot of, instead of holding that chord down, I really do want that chord, as you can probably tell, which is, yeah, this B flat chord. Just do a lot of hammer-ons on those 3 notes. Just over those 3 notes, just practice that as a little idea. That's the only way I can think of getting around that, you know, musically, without having just to. That's guitar playing. When you get into the habit of just, you know, playing, you know, guitar chords where you're barring a lot, Bouzouki is meant to have quite a resonance to it, and if you're holding down, like, you know, dampening entire, you know, frets like that, it's not the most, well, in my opinion anyway, it's not the most Bouzouki style that you're looking for. It should ring out. And when you start dampening like 3 entire courses like that, it kind of, you know, kills the sort of style for Bouzouki. So the way around that, the hammer-ons around that. See, does that help in any way? Have a listen. let's see how in the hammer-ons around that. See, does that help in any way? Have a listen. I think I'm in sync. Yeah. Okay, so just improvising around that. I think I am actually in sync. Well, I'm just going to keep it this way just for a while, even though the whistle may still be a wee bit out. But I want the bouzouki to at least be, because it's really important to be, you guys are able to sort of see exactly which strings I'm striking and which frets as well. Okay, so my advice for learning this one. It's a long answer to this one. I don't think Martin was expected to be this long, but yeah, the long answer to this, you know, how would you sort of accompany this tune? My recommendation, it is a tricky one. I can see why. It's a beautiful one, but it is tricky. The way round it for my playing would be to put it capo on 5 and pretend that you are in A Aeolian, even though technically now you're in G Aeolian. Just pretend that you're in A Aeolian, and yeah, you can't really get that B flat, which you really want. You know, the way around that is to practice your hammer-ons on that fret across those 3 courses. Whoops. And just start making stuff up based around that hammer-on idea. And every so often do put in like a little chord progression as well, that you're getting away from the arpeggiated into the sort of block chords. So it's a mixture of block chords and it's a mixture of hammer-ons, countermelodies. And it's going to be a mixture of, yeah, arpeggiated. If you mix those 3 ingredients together and just sort of, you know, every so often throw in like one, if you're finding that you're doing the same thing over a long period of time, try adding in a little variation through chords or maybe a little from a melodic idea. Yeah, so capo on 5 and hammer-ons on that 3rd fret above the capo, and every so often put in some of your block chords as well. I think if you combine those 3 things, it should be fine. Should be. Let me just see. if we can have one last run through and then I'll head. Let's see what's happening with the football. Do a block chord if you want to get that B flat. Just take out that, which is actually really just a B flat and hold that. Yeah, so there's another way of. It's not really a chord as such because you've only really got the two notes, B flat and D. So yeah, B flat major, no fifth, no F. So it's kind of a cheat, I suppose, that we're not looking for the F. I think that is just too dampened. You know, if you put all four of them in, and it's not very clean because at least in my Bouzouki, it's quite a thin, sound fretboard. It's a wee bit buzzy sometimes. Okay, so I wouldn't really go for that. I'd be more inclined just to keep the D where it is and go for the. We so often try and put that chord in if you can. It's a bit of an awkward one. And it's at the end of each section. So what is it? I won't go that far. Yeah. Anyway, there's plenty there to be getting on with. I'll obviously have to learn that tune myself. As you can probably tell, it's my first time playing it on whistle or bouzouki or anything. So, yeah, I'll definitely, start looking at that a bit more as well. So, we'll leave it there, I think, tonight anyway, guys, because I know there's a lot going on. Sports wise, and I want to see what's going on as well. So this was just a little sort of bonus tune, like the Old Maids of Galway. What I am still doing, and what I'll be doing every week, is I'm adding a standard session tune to the app. So any of you guys who have the app, that's the cache was added today, the cache jig. So the old copper plate reel was from last week, the cache jig's from this week. There'll be stuff added here and there. I'm not going to put up an update every single time in the Facebook group. I'll put like an update saying like the last 5 things that have been added, because otherwise it'll just be constantly adding, stories to the Facebook community group about the app. And I want you guys to post your own stuff at some stage as well, like, just to sort of contribute whatever you want. It's your community as well, it's not mine. So you can add whatever you want to share in there. So I'm not going to just make it a bulletin board for all the stuff I'm doing. You guys can add your own tunes and your own things that you're listening to. And I think this was one that Martin was listening to that he posted a while back to the group. So hint for the rest of you guys, if you are looking for particular tunes that you want to learn, or you want me to learn, and eventually, I will learn this one eventually properly and push it back into the group. Just get in contact, leave some details in the Facebook group of what you want me to record, where you heard it, so I can go away and listen to it as well. And yeah, I'll do my best to get it up and running. Okay, we'll leave it there, guys, for this week, and I'll see you again on Tuesday for the practice with me, when we'll be going back to another reel. And then we're just hopping back and forth between jigs and reels for a wee while. And then I'll be adding in polkas into the app pretty soon. So, yay. See you soon, guys. Take it easy. Enjoy the sport.